So here's my concern. This is a little bee that's come out of its hive, and I've got a whole bunch of these. And my hive is right over here. Two of my hives are looking really good. If you notice that little bee we just looked at, its wings are deformed if they're there at all, which means I've got a bad mite problem. Today is Monday, March 24th, and it's Marysville, Washington, and nice temperature, 60 plus degrees. This is my first time getting into my hive. Really, I plan to do a pretty thorough review of what's going on, and hopefully we'll get some good pictures. And well, listen to that hive. They're both very, very active. I noticed these bees without wings just the other day, and very disappointing. I think it's a sign of a mite problem. So my hope is to kind of go through the hive thoroughly real quick. Let me see, trying to get this so we got a pretty good angle. Try wire here. Oops. All right. So I've got this top cover on this hive that's got some sugar on it. I've been feeding them sugar the last several months. Also got some boxes close by that I may switch out if things look moldy. Washington, our biggest problem is the wet weather. It's nice to have some warm temperature. So my guess is the bees have been coming up from underneath and getting the sugar that's on top of this inner cover. Lots of bees here. Yep, they're working on it from the underside. You can see a little bit. I don't want to come too much. I'll lose that inner cover. So I'm just going to set this down here for now. They are all over these boxes. This was a box I added last time I was in the hive. So I'm just going to go all the way down to the bottom real quick, I hope. Oh, so I broke some comb off, and I'll leave this out there. I got some strips in here. Oh, this one's pretty heavy. Oh, larva down here. I just made somebody unhappy. So I don't know if you can see. This is larva that was building between the frames. So it's good that I'm doing this, getting in here. The nice thing is, we look at that larva, I don't see any mites on those few. So that's a good sign. Another spot of some wax and a couple of larvae on that one too. Out of the way. So these are hop guard strips I had put on, and they've chewed through them to get them out. Perfect. So it is quite warm here for us, but I'm still going to cover up the hive over here on that one with the tarp. My intention had been to maybe move. Wow, these are lots of bees. I got to add a box to this. She's going to get ready to swarm on me, I think. So nothing on that one, which we wouldn't expect on the first one. We'll be looking for the queen here quickly too. She's obviously laying eggs. Pollen in this one. The frames look really good and clean. Inside of this box is pretty good there. This has been a friendlier hive to me than some of the other, than the one next door. Once it's got some weight to it, I got larvae. I got larvae. And a little bit of nectar on the sides, nectar on the sides. That's a nice pattern. That's a nice pattern right there. You can see a little larva down on the bottom. Don't really want to squish anybody. It really happens sound anyway. So focus on what they're doing. Oh, look at that. All good looking young larvae capped on both sides. Capped on this side. I see some drone brood coming. Poking out a little bit. Some signs of a strong, healthy hive. And it also looks like I should consider dividing this hive. I think another full frame of bees coming. We're looking a little more for that queen. Yeah, I think I should really think about dividing this hive. Not as much weight. A little bit of brood on the outside. A little bit of brood on the back side. Bees with pollen. Trying to maybe look now for deformed wings as I'm looking. Let's see if I go directly to that one. These are the outside frames here. Brood on the bottom, new brood up on the top, and some nectar on the sides. Frame looks pretty clean. They're doing their jobs. I'm not disturbing anybody. There's larvae in those cells. Wait on this one. Nice pattern on the outside. She's filling it up on the inside, it looks like. Looking for the queen now. She's pretty fast. Whoa, look at all of that larva. This was on an outside frame. You'll notice some of those, they have some wings that don't look good. They're standing up away from their bodies a little bit. I see some deformity there, I think. Outside frame, and it's got larvae in it. It's amazing. So it's a good thing I added that other frame before. And I think what I'm going to do, I'm just going to get this frame back in on this side. Pretty good. Seems kind of like it's popping. Pull it a little bit. Okay, so I got a bunch of bees on the front corner there. I'd really like to get them off of there somehow. So I think first I'm going to do this. Just let them relax a little bit. Hopefully they'll move down some, and then I can move this other box over real quick without hurting too many bees. You notice we have a lot right there on that ridge. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, go. So there was a lot of bees in that lower box. And my guess is there's going to be a lot of bees in this one too. This is exciting. Let's see. So we got a clump up here. I see it's not quite as busy as I thought it might be. Starting to draw this out a little bit, which is good. Down there, bottom. Not doing too much to this one. Let me swap that frame out. Got some additional frames just for this kind of situation. So these are from my other hive. These have been working good. So maybe they'll like that one better. Oops. Comb. Alright, so let's see what we got happening here. We've got larvae on the top of this frame, which means that probably she's laying up in the other box as well. It could be exciting. Well, they're combing that out, and honey. Filling this up with honey. Could have been one that was in here from before, but that's a great beginning for them. It's good to know they got food. Interesting to see how much honey we've got. Didn't see any in that, well, very little in that lower chamber. So I really may need to continue to feed them some. This one's got a lot of weight. Got some honey on this side, honey on this side, nectar in the middle. A little bit of brood comb coming on the bottom. So this unfortunately has some larvae that I've got to remove. Always good, like that. And there's comb in there with a little bit of larva on it. This one too. Looks like we may have some frames together a little bit. That's kind of interesting. So that lower box is about to explode with bees. And we've got a nice pattern of brood coming on this. Keeping an eye out for the queen. There's that nice pattern. That side and this side. I do see bees with kind of splayed wings. Had a bee that I just kind of cut in half, fall down, and I heard the hive a little louder down there in the front of the ground. This is a light frame. We're drawing it out and putting drones or putting brood in it. Just checking to see if I can see the queen anywhere, if I might get that lucky. So far, but no. These next couple of times don't look like they really have much on them. Drawing this out and putting eggs in it right away. She's running out of room. So I'm going to slide another frame in here that's got some room. Between those two, I think. So you can see if they can do anything with this frame, whether they like it or not. Back a little bit. Nice and tight. All right. Those boxes look good. More to go here. This is one I put on, a couple of weeks ago. It had honey in it from another hive. So I saw a little bit of honey in that. Not much. I'm hoping we'll get a lot of honey in here. And if that's the case, I can stop feeding them. This is going smoothly so far. Didn't see the queen, but we saw signs of the queen. She may be up here. There's a lot of bees up here on the top. Like I got 2 hives. I could do that almost. So nothing on that frame, which I would expect. Those outside frames. This is one of those frames that I had added, and we're working on it. It's all previously drawn out. You can see some of these bees that have the wings that are splayed. I think those are unhealthy bees. I'll probably be crawling on my garden out here in a little bit. Looks like they may go through their normal kind of cycle of working in the hive, but it's probably when it's time to go out and forage. Alright, this has got a little weight to it. Let's see larva. A little bit of honey on the side. Bunch of nectar in this. This could have been the old nectar from the other hive. They're moving it around. Hopefully they're still able to use it. So that's good. So I don't know if I leave the sugar on or not. Nectar flow is going to be happening here real soon. Ooh, we got brood up here. She's all the way up here, and that's recent. So I should be looking for her. And we got comb being made down here on the bottom. A whole bunch I got to cut off. This is too bad. They're going to be really mad at me about that. That stuff. That stuff. I see some with some really quite deformed wings, actually, in here too. Happy frame, though. What's going on? Good things other than the mites. I can get the mites under control. Oh, this has got a lot of brood on it, too. She's going to be running out of room really fast. So I'm going to need to get another box on top of this. And or divider. She's going to be, I bet you she's going to be doing a swarm soon. Lots of honey around the perimeter of this, which is in great shape. Let's check with Jim if he's got some queens. We've got a lot of nectar in it. Comb on the bottom of that frame. Nectar and pollen. Lots of nectar. They're covering up some of the honey in there. That's good. A couple of open frames here on the side. I'm just going to slide everything over one notch, put the new frame in, and think about this hive. I may need to add a box, definitely add a box, if not divider. I think I need a divider. There we go. Get a new hive going. All right. So that's it for now. Thank you for coming along.